So one of the things about the report that was kind of interesting too, I don't know if you guys caught this, was the production here. So what they were saying is that Model 3/Model Y is currently looking at 400,000 vehicles. So that means, what that sounds like to me is that these two are going to share a line, and Model S and X will share a line as well. But then once the Model Y tooling, or they say the ramp of Model Y would be gradual as we adding additional machinery in various production shops. So that looks like mid-2020, the Model Y stuff will come in, be all set up, and then they're looking at 500,000 units combined for Model 3 and Model Y. So that's good, man. So you're pushing, 600,000 more vehicles from that one factory, and then they put an estimate on here of 150,000 vehicles, 150,000 Model 3s from Shanghai. So, and that's like current estimate. And I don't know if you guys caught this, they have broken ground on a new facility in Shanghai already to start making the Model Y for Shanghai, for China. Dude, I mean, it's nuts.
Man.
Like the pace that they're going at is ridiculous. It's I mean, man, yeah.
Now it does say. Sorry,
I was going to say they finally did match the output of the Toyota factory to
Numi
total output, which is awesome. I mean, that right there, that's a good milestone, because that's something that people probably never thought would happen.
Mm-hmm.
What were you going to say, Joe?
Did they match it? I thought they were saying that they're still trying to match it. No,
or close. I think they're like right at it. Basically, I don't really. Yeah, I guess I don't remember, but I thought they said that they matched it or are about to match it, and that they haven't even. They're only doing part-time S and X stuff. So yeah. What were you going to say though, Joe?
Well, on that other screen, it said Model Y deliveries beginning by the end of Q1, which would be March.
Where does it say that? Oh, there it is.
Under
we will start delivering
Model Y. Yeah.
All right, it's on. Let's see it.
So it's in the report.
In the report. that is
those push-ups.
More. I'm in. That is more official than Elon tweeting something. So.
Right. Yeah.
Last bit about the call I thought was really got my ear was when Elon was talking about the Plaid powertrain, and how it's alien technology, and Tesla's all about hardcore engineering, and it's badass and all these things. So it was just
I missed that.
It was it was later in the call. But it was cool. If you check out that good old trusty Teslanomics YouTube channel, you'd see that I had that clip in there. So, yeah.
So was it, because I know they mentioned what are you going to be doing with the the battery cells that are currently in the S and X? Was it during that when he was talking about how kind of the tweaks coming to the S and X, or when was that?
Yeah, it was around there. It was around that time when, they asked, "Are you gonna, update those or whatever?" And surprisingly, they basically said never. They said the cell chemistry. So the what they were arguing or saying is the actual main difference between those two was not it was just the form factor, and that the 18650 cells they're currently using are dramatically improved over ones that they've had in previous years. And all of that, I think, points to this Maxwell thing, because all of that sounds like, hey, we're going to stop having someone else make our cells because we've got the better cell technology. And at that point, who cares what the form factor is if it can perform just as well? And that was kind of, I mean, I'm reading a little bit in between the lines of what they actually said, but that's kind of how it sounded to me. It was like, hey, yeah, we're going to basically have the same tech, it's just a different size cell, and because we don't have to change the size of the cell, that means those manufacturing lines can continue to operate without having to be retrofit or anything like that. So if we can still fit the same energy or even more energy in there just because of the cell chemistry is improved, then from a customer standpoint, you shouldn't care, right? You should just know it's better. So I think
that's important to know, because I think, at least for me, the perception has been that those 18650 cells are like the old cells.
Yeah.
And what's in the Model 3 and Y are like the new cells, but they're clearly still implementing and improving on that old one as well. So,
but the thing that sucks is like they still can't receive more than 120, kilowatt hour of charge.
150
kilowatts
yeah.
of charge. 100. Is it 150 now?
Mm-hmm.
But still, they can't match the 250 or 250 plus that the 3 and Y will be able to do. So it's like when I don't really care what battery it is, but just make it so at least it can accept these higher V3 charge rates.
They have to, when they release the plaid one, it has to do that. Otherwise, I'm not buying. No one's gonna buy it, man. Why would you?
Right.
I mean, not no one, but like if you're thinking about which one should I buy as a practical like normal, quote unquote normal person, you're not going to buy the one that charges slower and is triple the price. It's just not, doesn't make any sense. Because charge rate is probably something you really feel versus like going 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds and flying around the track. Like, yeah, those are awesome, but on a daily basis, charging is going to be a more valuable thing for me. So that's the dilemma I feel they have. And so hopefully, reading between the lines of what they were saying, when they release this plaid one, which Elon said they hope to do this year, it'll have that and maybe even more, who knows? It's really, it's above my head when you get into the cell chemistry of how those things work. The fundamental physics are heat causes problems when batteries. And so you have to find a way to slam those electrons in there without generating a ton of heat. Or somehow you figured a battery that can handle that without it being an issue. I don't know. So we'll see. Now there is a battery day that they alluded to coming up. I think March or April. Elon
I heard
said
April.
April, yeah. So that should be pretty enlightening.
Yeah, I can't wait for battery day. I'm actually kind of really excited about it.
I mean, dude, it's yeah.
If they start to give us some insights to the Maxwell, how they're integrating it and what they're doing, like
there's so many question
battery
marks.
day could be
just like I want answers.
And a very telling note from Elon on the call was when he was talking about that, he was really excited about it. And in addition, he said, it blows his mind. And he knows it. Like he knows what the answer is, and it still blows his mind. So that's, and it, just thinking about who he is and the way he thinks about things. If this is blowing his mind, it must be, really like next level stuff. So.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.